Hello, Hannah. Soul Dr. Nick here, and today I want to talk about something completely different than breath and ceremony, although it's all linked together. So many people have been asking me because one of my main practices that I've done over the last year that I've incorporated is coffee enemas. And yes, you heard that right. I don't drink coffee in the mouth. I put it up the other hole, and I've been doing it for almost a year now, every single day, at least once a day. And there's a reason for that. For me, coffee gets me really jittery, almost too much energy. So I've never actually had a relationship with coffee. And it's been really funny because as a medical doctor, everyone just assumed that's the way it is. How else could you live? How else would you have energy? And for me as well, I grew up with the diagnosis of ADD, and I've treated it with medicines at some points in my life. And coffee is a natural medication, a self-medication for that. But it just never agreed with me. And I'd heard about enemas probably over a decade or two ago. And I thought about them. I thought it was interesting, but I never really got into it. And then my beloved listened to Dr. Kelly Brogan, and she joined her Vital Mind Reset, and that was one of the main recommendations. And she was like, should I do this? I was like, I'm in. Let's do this. And so ever since we started doing that, and we learned so many tips and tricks, and that will be on another video, like the actual practicalities of it, it was so clear to me, like right away, I felt clear-headed with it. Like every morning doing it, I can be like, oh, last night was such a challenging night, couldn't have slept, I've eaten crap and junk, and then in the morning when I do it, oh my God, I go from that to being clear-headed to actually having energy to being ready to tackle the day. Now, for me, a big part of this and why it's so easy is I can make it meditative. Like the process itself, usually at least 2 coffee enemas, takes at least an hour, let's be honest, because I like holding it in. I like actually having that experience of lying down and just being, and I've got a meditation app that I use. I've got breaths that I use. I've got podcasts I'm listening to. It's just so fabulous just to be able to sit back and relax into it. And for me, because I naturally wake up sometime between usually about 4 to 6 a.m., I have time to do this. The whole family's sleeping still. So it's the beautiful time of the day when everything is quiet. And I have to remind myself, I don't want to use this as a crutch. Oh, I can put in more crap in the body because I know I'm getting it out. And that's the thing that sometimes happens because I'm like, oh, I really enjoy that sugar, that fried food, all that stuff, the carbs. And I'm like, no, wait a second. This doesn't instantly take it away because usually I only do it once a day. And for a while I did it actually even up to twice a day. And I love that except for the time commitment, and it's challenging fitting it all in. Now, the other thing there is I was always worried, just like a lot of people are, well, won't you have like lazy bowels? You know, some people are like, well, I poop regularly, so I'm okay. And I'm like, I remember reading about it before. It's like, oh, you can flush your gut out so much, there's still stuff there. And it was such a reminder for me, like it's almost like it's been caked up. It's like you've got the pipes in your kitchen sink, and after a while they get caked with grease and everything else, and there's this thick, slimy layer there. That's what I imagine is there on your gut as well. And how much better is it now at absorbing, at actually shifting the nutrients? And in today's world, it doesn't matter how good you are at shopping for the best organic stuff, and you actually get it from the farmer's market directly from the farmers, there's still so much contamination, so many PFASs, so much of the pesticides, so many things that our body's holding onto that probably isn't serving our body. And so it's an invitation to plant this seed of an idea in your mind. What if this is something that actually interests me? What if something is something that actually would feel good? And what might be possible on the other side? So I'm going to record this video first. We're going to post it up, and we're going to see what kind of response. If you want more of the details, more of the specifics, please just leave a little comment, leave a like, something else, so that we can actually know that there's this engagement and people want to hear more. And I'd be happy to speak more about this and the experience and to guide people through it, because this may be a beautiful place. And I wouldn't start right away with any deep breath work or anything else like that. Really get used to holding your sphincter and holding the stuff in, because you don't want to make a huge mess. But once you make a practice, a habit of this, oh my God, how life can change. And just to give you some context, I've done this while traveling across the country, while even in the US, while even being off in more remote places as well. So, looking forward to hearing from you. Have a beautiful day. Ciao for now.